Hey everyone, what is going on? So I have another video for you today of battles I did on stream, and I saw this team that I used on Twitter. I wish I could give credit, but I don't remember where I got it from. But the team was the team is Shadow, Gliscor, Tapu Fini, and Registeel, and it worked really well for me. I did do some climbing. Shadow Gliscor, I think, picks up a lot of positive leads. There's so many Virizion, right? So many Cobalion, where Gliscor just does pretty well. And yeah, I mean, just picks up a lot of good or neutral leads. And yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, it just worked out well for me. So we're going to go ahead and dive into the battles and see what we got going on for us. Speaking of Virizion, so with the charge attacks against Virizion, they're both resisted unless we have Aerial Ace. I think that's probably not a common moveset, but Wing Attack is super effective, double super effective. That's why Gliscor is good. But they switch out into Greedent. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to throw the Night Slash and then dip into Registeel. Because one Focus Blast will not KO a Greedent. In fact, it actually doesn't even KO from this range, but it will come very close where we'll put it in lock-on down range. Whereas if I switched out immediately, they could have flipped that matchup because I have flipped the matchup with Greedent versus Registeel before. So right off the bat, like when I'm battling this team, I have Caleb Peng vibes, right? Because Virizion into Greedent, I'm thinking there's a Steelix in the back. That makes sense to me. So I'm definitely going to be able to win this matchup. I'm just going to lock on down. They'll get off another attack, but that's totally fine. Not a big deal. It's going to be Body Slam. Totally fine. And I do lock on down. Very nice. So out comes Virizion. I'm going to at least be able to get off this attack into the Virizion, do some nice damage. I don't anticipate the shield because they know I have Gliscor. And do I make it to another one? No, because they're going to charge up to 2 attacks and throw. No point in shielding this, just going to let it go. And Gliscor is coming in right now. And as I said, double super effective damage with the wing attacks. That was an accident. I accidentally almost minimized my game. But that's fine. Out comes Steelix. So it was the team. I expected it to be Shadow Steelix in the back. And of course, as the Tapu Fini, you are a Fairy type, so you are double resisting the Breaking Swipe and Dragon Tail. They have to go for Earthquake. Okay, picking up a Steelix lead. Is this a good lead? Well, with Thunder Fang, I would say, yeah. It could go. It's interesting, right? Like, I mean, Steelix probably would just win this one. It's pretty interesting. It depends on if they want to shield the Earthquake, if they call the bait. If you land the Earthquake, that'd be really nice, but if you continuously get debuffed, that's not nice. Anyway, I do bait there. I was contemplating baiting again, but I decided to go straight for the Earthquake, and I do think they shield this up. They do, so the bait would have been beautiful there. But that is okay. I'm going to take my shield advantage. This is still not going to be enough to KO. Can I make it to another attack? I'm actually going to switch into Registeel right now, so if they want to switch out into, let's say, a Fighting type, or even a Swampert, we're still going to be doing pretty well with the Registeel because we have a 2 shield advantage, and Registeel can do well against a lot of different Pokemon. Do I let this one go? Do I shield it? I let it go. It's going to be a Breaking Swipe, so that's a good call by me. The Trevenant is coming in, so not really ideal, but the backline on this team doesn't like Trevenant to begin with, so at least we lure it out right now. I do get off another Zap Cannon. They could have thrown the Shadow Ball, but I guess they continuously over-farming. But that's fine. I do get off that attack, and I'm going to switch into Gliscor. I'm actually going to call the Seed Bomb here. I let this attack go, and it is a Seed Bomb. Because they're double debuffed, it's not going to KO. I do get off a Night Slash, but no, because they actually CMP-type me. So I will invest a shield so I can get off this Night Slash just to get rid of the Trevenant, right? Because Tapu Fini does not appreciate Trevenant. That's a little bit too healthy for me. The boost, I guess technically it helped a little bit. I mean, not really. So I'm going to bring in my Fini. Going to go ahead and let this attack go. Breaking Swipe, very nice. And now out comes Giratina. So what I want to do is reset my debuff. I can't reset it yet. Well, now I can because the switch time is up. So I'm actually going to go ahead and switch out. I do catch the move. I charged up to the Moonblast, reset the debuff. Essentially, now what I want to do is get off a Zap Cannon, and Zap Cannon should put it in Moonblast range, right? So I'm going to try to get to it. It's tight. Can I make it? Come on, Registeel. They're continuing to overfarm. They had the attack, but I do get off the Zap Cannon, which is really nice, because first of all, I get to debuff it. Second of all, it's in Moonblast range. They're going to farm me down, but Tapu Fini at this point really does not care. I'm just watching out for the catch. That's why I'm pausing. Like, I don't know if you could tell because it's sped up a little bit. I did pause there. They got off their move because I was waiting to see if they attempted to catch. Out comes the Shadow Sneak. Pausing again, and the Steelix comes in, and that's what I wanted to prevent from happening. I didn't want them to catch the Moonblast. The timer is counted down as well, but I'm going to be able to take that with the Moonblast into the Giratina. Good game. Well played to my opponent, but we're going to be able to get that one. Absolutely amazing. Going up against my friend Ace. He's in the chats on Twitch all the time. Terrible, terrible lead. This is what Gliscor does not want to see, right? Because that's really common Pokemon. So I'm going to go ahead and go into Registeel. Let's see here. Do I shield this? No, I let this one go. Okay, Drew, not going to be enough to KO, and now out comes Giratina. And that makes sense. Maybe he was trying to catch the Focus Blast. I would have thrown the Zap Cannon into the Sand Slash anyway, I guess. But either way, it makes sense for him to throw an attack and then switch out, because if the Giratina came in, I would have just been able to win this matchup. Because, I mean, it is Dragon Breath at the end of the day, and I am getting the debuffs, which is really nice. So, I would like to win this matchup, but I just don't see how it's going to be possible. I'm going to be able to get off another Zap Cannon, but not before my opponent, my friend Ace, will get off this Shadow Sneak. Unfortunately, I do get off the Zap Cannon, but it's not going to be enough to KO, so he's not going to shield it. If he goes for the farm, I might make it, but he does throw an attack. Good play. So what I'm going to do here is farm down with Gliscor. Yeah, so I bring in Gliscor. I'm going to go ahead and go for the farm down. He does make it to another attack. No, he doesn't. Never mind. So out comes Sand Slash. Going to charge up for the Earthquake and go for the bait. Is this an obvious bait? A little bit, but I feel like he still has to respect it. I mean, he's not going to call that. So I do pick up the shield there, and now I bring in Feeny. I don't catch like an Ice Punch or anything, and Glaciopod is coming in. Okay, I've seen that team a lot. Actually, quite a bit. Alolan Sand Slash with Giratina in the back, as well as Glaciopod. It's a really powerful team. I might actually try it because I've lost to it a few times. So, a really powerful team. I do take that attack. Okay, I'm going to shield this and I think go for the Water Gun down. So, I do, in fact, shield it. And I am going for that Water Gun down. And I do have a lot of energy throwing my Surf into the Alolan Sand Slash. Can I pull this game back despite the really bad lead? He does let it go. Do I shield this? I do shield it just so I can get off a Night Slash, because I know he has to shield the Night Slash. Like, he absolutely has to shield this Night Slash. So I am going to go ahead and do that. And can I make it? Come on! No, I cannot make it. He does get off an attack, unfortunately. So Ice Punch obviously is going to KO. I need to get to this. Come on, no, I cannot get to it. He had a lot of energy. Good game, well played. I think we played that pretty well despite the terrible lead, right? But yeah, really well done. Good game, always a pleasure. I think I battled him a couple times before, so always a pleasure to battle. Good game. Okay, moving on again. Ooh, not what we want to see. So what I'm going to do is this time I'm going to go for the catch, and I do get the catch. Now, it is going to be difficult to catch, I feel like, as you climb up, because trainers are not going to be able to, they're not going to throw right away. But I do successfully catch here, which is good. Virizion is coming in, so I'm going to be able to go for this attack into the Virizion. And okay, very nice. I do a lot of damage to that Virizion. So Virizion is going to go ahead and fight back with the Sacred Sword. Not going to be enough to KO, but can I make it to another attack? I really want to. I do get it, but it's looked like a CMP time. I'm going to let this go, hoping that I live on like 1 HP, but I don't, unfortunately. Yeah, I'm 1 power-up away with my Registeel from being maxed out. Maybe if I had that extra power-up, I would have survived that. Who knows? But either way, I'm going to go ahead and take this Leaf Blade. And I'm going to be able to Wing Attack all the way down. Very nice. And I'm going to throw my Night Slash into this Alolan Sand Slash, hoping to pick up the shield. And yep, it does pick up the shield. I'm actually double baiting. I'm going for the double bait. Let's get it. Will we pick up the shield? Oh, we do not pick up the shield, but I do get the boost, and I actually catch on my Feeny. So I'm going to catch an Ice Punch onto my Tapu Fini. And, okay, Alolan Sand Slash. I'm going to go ahead and go for this attack right now. And I know this one's going to be the Drill Run, so I'm going to go ahead and commit the shield right there. Okay, Can I get to the Surf? I do get to the Surf, which will be enough to KO the Sand Slash unless we pick up a shield. I'm calling a Gliscor in the back. I see that team comp a lot. It's not. It's actually a Feeny in the back. So let's see. I'm trying to get to this Moonblast, and I do successfully get to it. I'm actually baiting my opponent here. And they don't shield. That's really unfortunate. The Moonblast would have been beautiful there. But that's okay. Good call by my opponent. But he's actually going to throw the Surf as well. I'm going to throw the Surf now. Yes, my opponent will know this is a Surf, but it's still going to get it pretty low. I charge up for 2 Night Slash attacks. I throw 1 Night Slash. This is resisted, but it's got to pick up the shield. It does pick up the shield. Actually, I guess what my opponent really should have done was not shielded that just in case I got the boost on the second one. But either way, it doesn't KO. But look, literally like, what, 2 HP, 3 HP? They do get off an attack. I think that Tapu Fini has 2 attacks, has 2 Surfs. But my Water Gun is able to KO it, and I'm going to be able to take that game. Crazy, crazy game. Well played to my opponent. Moving on, Shadow Gliscor into Giratina. Okay. It's okay. It's okay. I mean, the Night Slash is super effective, but you're also taking a lot from Dragon Breath, right? I'm going to throw my Night Slash right away. I don't know. You could maybe go for the Earthquake here. They probably don't expect it. No, you're probably better off just going for the Night Slash as soon as you get it. I'm going to let this one go. And this is going to be a Dragon Claw, that's fine. I'm going to be able to throw my Night Slash right now. And that will pick up the shield. No boost for me, but do I make it to another one? Oh, barely not able to get it off. Okay, Giratina is going to be able to throw this attack. I do decide to shield it up so I can get off my Night Slash, because it would be difficult at that health. I mean, I can't lock on down. I can't even Water Gun down. It would be very difficult, right? At that health. So I actually pick up a boost, and I make it to the attack before they could farm me down. You'll love to see it. Maybe the EV's coming in clutch, but I do make it to that Night Slash and take Switch and Shield Advantage, which doesn't happen all the time. Really nice. Registeel coming in. Oh, okay, Registeel. So I have to bring in my own Registeel. Feeny does not really want to see this, at least not now. So my opponent is going to go ahead and throw an attack. I do decide to shield. Unfortunately, it's a Zap Cannon. I wish I didn't shield that. I mean, I could have taken that even if it was a Focus Blast, but I decided to shield it. I'm going to go ahead and go for my own Focus Blast. I thought maybe I would outpace them to a Focus Blast just because they threw the Zap Cannon, but they barely get there before I do. But again, I could take it, as we know, right? Just watching out for a catch. And okay, so I do go ahead and throw before my opponent catches anything, which is good. And what is coming in? Ooh, it's Galarian Stunfisk. I was thinking Steelix. Galarian Stunfisk works as well. Steelix would be better for me, right? Because I do double resist all the attacks besides Earthquake. Unless they have, like, I guess Crunch would be single resisted. Psychic Fangs would be neutral, but it's a weak move. We actually end up CMPing to the next move, so I actually barely get off this Surf. You'll love to see it. To KO the Galarian Stunfisk. Galarian Stunfisk is still a good Pokemon. It's not a Pokemon you see too often nowadays, especially in the Ultra League, I feel like, ever since the Earthquake nerf. But it's still a really good Pokemon. Alright, so going up against the Drapion. This is really a bait game, I would say. Definitely want to charge up for the Earthquake. But do you bait, or do you let it go, or do you go straight for the Earthquake? I am going to bait here, hoping that my opponent shields this, because if they don't, an Earthquake is going to nuke it. So I'm going to go for the bait, and we do pick up the shield. I was actually debating on double baiting. I ultimately end up not double baiting, which I wish I did, because they do shield it. See, I went over thinking, should I bait? But I decided to go for the Earthquake. But sometimes you never know, right? So my opponent does, in fact, shield that. I don't get off my Night Slash. I was trying to get off the Night Slash. I'm just going to let the Gliscor go. So Gliscor will get KO'd, and I could bring in Registeel. I figured I would charge up max energy, throw the Focus Blast to KO the Drapion and see what comes in. I do have a shield advantage, which is nice, and Registeel with the shield advantage, always good. I actually throw right away before they get to a move, because if I continue to charge up, they would have gotten to a move. So I'll just take the KO there. What is going to come in? Going to be a Scrafty. I'm going to bring in my Tapu Fini. Out comes Jellicent. Ooh, a beautiful shiny. I really want that shiny. Really do. But Jellicent will be able to get off an attack. I'm going to go ahead and shield this one up. I did not anticipate a bait, so or expect a bait, I should say. So I'm going to go ahead and get off my Moon Blast right now into the Jellicent. Now I know that against the Scrafty, you do resist all the attacks with Tapu Fini, right? So I'm going to go ahead and take this. I have to throw, right, before they get to a surf. I can't have them get to an attack. And so I know, like, here's the thing. Like, I know if I could land a surf, I would be able to KO with the Focus Blast from Registeel. So that's ultimately my hope right now, is I can make it to a surf. And I barely make it, literally hanging on by a thread, but I do make it. So I do get off the surf, and then I would have switched, but I just faint. And all I need to do is get to a Focus Blast, and a Power Punch not going to KO a Foul Play from this range. Well, actually, I guess after all those counters would KO me, but they're not going to be able to get to it, which is really good for me, and this Focus Blast will KO the Scrafty. So I'm going to be able to take that one. Good game, well played to my opponent. But winning switch would have been nice as well with the Gliscor. Anyway, that will be it for this video. Thank you everyone for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Have a good day. Bye.